Hello and welcome here. It's so good to know that you're back here. Remember to subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and please hit the notification bell so I get to know every time we post amazing videos. My name is El and I'm alright. And today I want to talk about something very interesting, and that is, should husbands beg their wives for sex? Should husbands beg their wives for sex, right? Is it proper? Is it okay for men to beg for sex, to beg their wives for sex? Um, I'm going to say something that you don't like, right? But that is the truth about it, and that's the part that why I was for the years I was sexually perverse before I totally committed to Christ Jesus and committed to living the godly life. I remember I would always say that I could never beg somebody for sex, I could never pay for sex, and I could never give a gift or do something just because I wanted sex in return. And the reason was simple, because I just had this belief and I had this understanding that sex was something that we both enjoyed, and sex was something we shared. So why should I be paying for the enjoyment and you are not also paying for the enjoyment? That was my own mindset. So why should I be begging for something that I would enjoy and you would also enjoy? That was my mindset before I ever came to the full knowledge, before I came to a better knowledge of how God wanted us to live our lives and how God wanted us to do relationship and how God wanted us to do marriage. So right now I'm going to be asking a question: is it proper for a wife to beg for the husband's time? The answer is no. Is it proper for the husband to beg for the wife's time? The answer is no. Is it proper for a wife to beg for money from the husband? The answer is no. Is it proper for a husband to beg money from the wife? The answer is no. There is no reason, no valid reason why you have to beg for something that ordinarily is your right in marriage, right? Love, care, attention, and sex is your right. Whether you're a husband or your wife, it is your right. So you're not supposed to be begging for it. In fact, you are supposed to be demanding an enforcement of it, right? So you're supposed to be pushing that, hey, I want this thing, give it to me. That does not in any way support. That does not mean that I support matrimonial rape, or for people like us in Nigeria, we do not have rape or matrimonial rape as part of our civil laws. But then you understand what I'm trying to say. That does not mean that I support you forcing yourself sexually on your wife. That does not mean I support you drugging your husband for sex, right? But then I don't understand why a husband should beg the wife for sex. Like, seriously, why? I don't think I could ever do that. I don't think I could ever do that in my marriage. Like, I'm serious. Let's be sincere. I cannot. I don't think I will ever. Right? Because I feel the best that should happen is for one person to ask. And if the other person is saying no, the other person should give reasons why the person is saying no, and give a promissory note and promise that, oh, I'm saying no because of this, this, and that. But if you're understanding with me, if you bear with me, we can have it on so day, at so time, at so place, this and that. I agree with that. There's nothing wrong in you asking. But for you to start begging, for you to start pleading, no, it is not a privilege. It is not a privilege. Sex in marriage is not a privilege. It is a right. And you shouldn't be begging for your right. It is something that accrues to you, whether you don't have to earn it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to work for it. The fact that you're married to the person automatically makes you entitled to sex. So it's not something that, oh, you have to labor to enter into that particular rest. Like, where's that coming from? Seriously. So it is not something that you have to say, oh, you have to do this, you have to do all of that. Yes, I do understand that it may not be so easy. Women's sexuality is like iron, right? So women's sexuality is like iron. You put the iron in fire and it starts heating up, heating up, heating up, heating up gradually until it becomes very hot. So she may not be ready on the spot. So you have to heat her up gradually to make her ready and willing to have it. Why men, our sexuality is like a light bulb switch. It's just bam, it is on, bam, it is off. It can go off as easily as it gets on. But for women, once they are already hot, even if you take that iron out of the fire, it will still be hot for several hours, right? Unlike men that we could just have sex, we dress up and walk away as if nothing intimate happened. So it does not work like that for women because of our different wiring. So I do understand that yes, you may want to take up time to hit up your wife, to be intimate on different levels, to show her some love and do some sexual display and sexual activities around her, like some peacock, like some other animals, just to hit her up and to win her sexual attraction. But I do not believe that you have to beg. I still cannot I cannot wrap my head around it. Like seriously, I cannot. Like, how do you justify that your husband should beg you for sex, and yet you get angry that there's somebody out there whom you want to give it to him for free, and you get angry that he wants to accept that or he's accepting that? Like, yeah. No, seriously, is it that we don't think? Because seriously, I think. I do. I think about these things a lot. Maybe it's because of the cases I get to handle as a counselor and also as a lawyer. Like, you want it to continuously, regularly, always beg you. And yet, you still do not want him to get it from the cheerful givers. Like, there's something wrong with you. Your village people, they have put their coven on your head. Like, seriously. So, it's not proper. Very, very not proper. That's just my answer to this particular question. My name is Ellen. I'm alright. If you drop a comment or a question in the comment section, I'll be the one that will respond. If you send us a WhatsApp message, I'll be the one that will reply you directly. And you could also check the description to know how you could WhatsApp us, apart from picking the number on the screen. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get to learn the things that we get to share. And if you feel that what I share is good enough for your friends, then I will request that you share those videos so that your friends get to enjoy the same thing that you're watching. My name is El and I'm alright. You rock.